And welcome to another Soul Sister Ramblers online yoga class. Today we are going to be focusing on our heart chakra. So we're going to be doing a lot of back bending and chest opening. And we're going to start right away by using our blocks in our first restorative constructive rest pose. So what we're going to do is we're going to use two blocks. You're going to have the first one up on the medium height, and the second one is going to be up on the high side. Now, if you find that this stretch is too deep for you to begin with, the option is taking that first block, laying it on the flat side, and turning the top one onto the medium side. So what we're going to do with these is we are going to lay on them to facilitate our opening and our expansion through our chest and spine. So you're going to take this first block and you want it to rest right across the shoulder blades here. And so to do that, if we just roll back, what's going to happen is that block is going to collapse underneath us. So right away, we're going to start opening up through the upper body. You want to create a bit of a back bend, lift the chest, and gently roll back onto that block so it's sitting right across the shoulder blades. And then we're going to take that second block and rest it securely underneath the head. And we're going to bring our legs into cobbler pose. So I want you to bend the knees and bring the soles of the feet together. So once you feel like you have arrived, opening the palms up towards the sky, creating more opening and space across the upper chest. Allow yourself to turn your attention towards your breath. Now we have this big open space that we've created, so we want to try on the top of the inhale to really inhale deeply and see if you can expand deeply into the chest, up into that heart center. Allowing the body to rest securely on the blocks, the pelvis resting on the mat, opening and softening through the inner thighs and groin area, allowing the knees to gently drop a little further towards the mat. And as you settle in and breathe through this initial pose, we bring in our intention today, which is focusing on living life with an open heart. Our heart chakra relates to our ability to give and receive love, to feel balance in our lives, compassion, empathy, and forgiveness. When we experience stress and negative emotions or find difficulty in accepting or letting go, we can sometimes feel a blockage in our hearts. But we can help ourselves by opening our hearts, practicing loving kindness towards ourselves and others. And so as you move through your practice today, hold on to the thought that the open heart sees, feels, and absorbs the beauty of the world. So we're going to take a few more rounds of breath here on our blocks. Really allowing ourselves to find that space that we're going to need through our practice today. Now, as we transition out of this pose, you're going to bring the hands behind the knees, draw the knees up to center. Knees are still bent, soles of the feet on the mat. You're going to bring the forearms down onto the mat, gently lift and remove the blocks from behind and roll back down onto the mat. We're going to take a few rounds of awakening the body by stretching the legs out long, palms facing down onto the mat. As you inhale, roll the arms up overhead and point the toes. As you exhale, bring the hands back down, flex the feet, push out through the heel. Do a couple more rounds, inhaling, reaching, lengthening through the spine, really reach those fingertips long overhead. Point the toes, exhaling back down. One more time, inhaling, reaching the arms up long, pointing the toes. And this time, as you exhale, I want you to draw that right knee into the chest. Wrap the arms around, and we're just going to do some little knee circles, starting to awaken the hip joint. Now allow the leg to settle, and we're going to take the sole of the right foot, place it on top of the left thigh. We're going to take the right arm out into a T position, left arm on the outside of the right knee. And as you exhale, gently roll that right knee over the body, coming into a gentle recline twist, gazing to the right. Taking a few breaths here. On your next inhale, bringing that right knee back up. Exhaling the right leg down. Inhale, draw that left knee in. Wrap the arms around. Do some little circles with the knee. And then allow the knee to settle. Placing the sole of the left foot on top of the right thigh. Left arm out into a T, transition that right hand to the outside of the left knee. And on the exhale, gently roll that left knee across the body, gazing over that left shoulder. Now we want that left shoulder to stay soft and gentle on the mat. The twist is coming through the ribs and the spine. Gently inhale back up to center. And let's drop both knees into the chest. Gently rocking from side to side. And then take the knees, or take the soles of the feet, place them on the mat with the knees bent. We're going to come into our preparation for bridge pose. We're going to draw those heels as close as possible towards the sitting bones. Place the hands down by your side. And we're just going to do 3 rounds of rolling bridge. As you inhale, push through the soles of the feet and the palms, lift the pelvis up towards the sky. Exhaling back down. 2 more rounds. Inhaling, lift. And down. Last one. Inhaling, lift. Gently rolling down. We're going to do 3 more rounds here. This time, we're going to do 3 rounds. Well, we're actually going to do 4 rounds, so we can have 2 on each side. So as you inhale, you're going to roll the arms up overhead. We're going to push down and root down through the right foot. And as we inhale and lift, we're going to draw that right knee up and towards the body. So we're going to inhale, lift those arms up overhead, push through the right foot, draw the left knee up, and exhale down. This time rooting down through the left foot. Inhale, lift that right knee, that right foot, reaching up long. And exhale down. Once more on each side. Right leg down. Inhale, lift. Lift the pelvis. Last side. Left knee towards the chest, pelvis lifts, arms overhead. And then gently bring them down. Let's draw those knees into the chest one more time. Give a little rock from side to side. And we're going to work our way up to seated. So whether you roll over onto your side or gently tuck the hands behind the knees and rock back and forward, come up to a seated position. come into a seated cross-legged position. You're going to have your strap handy. We're going to inhale, take those arms, reach them out long. Bend the elbows, come into our cactus arms, spread the fingers wide. So the elbows are coming forward. The hands and palms are drawing back behind you. So we're starting to open up through the chest. 90-degree angle on the arms. Take a nice deep inhale. And as you exhale, you're going to draw the palms and the elbows together. As you inhale, we draw them back out again. Open up through the chest. Exhale, bring them together. 2 more. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hands and elbows together. Inhale, come into your cactus arms, hold, take an inhale, and as you exhale, all we're going to do is drop the forearms and the palms facing back behind. Inhale, back up. Exhale, palms down. 2 more. Soften the shoulders. Open the chest. Last one. And we're going to drop those hands down by our side. Cross your legs in the opposite direction. And then we're going to take our strap and we're going to do some, it's called shoulder flossing. We're going to open up and warm the shoulders up a little bit. So you're going to take your strap, you're going to reach it out long so that the arms are straight. And for the first couple of rounds, all we're going to do is strap is across your thighs. We're going to inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up and down. This time we're going to inhale up, and if it's available, you're going to take those arms, bring them back behind. Working on shoulder rotation. Inhale back up, exhale down. So really focus and be aware of where your limits are today. Maybe you're only going to come up to the top. Maybe coming behind is not an option for you today. Really drop in and listen to what's being offered. So this time as we inhale up, we're going to hold overhead. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take that left fist and we're going to drop it down onto the mat. Arms are still straight. The strap is nice and long. Reach that left arm nice and wide, away from the body. And then we're just going to take the hand behind, move it forward. Bring it back behind and forward. Slowly, finding more space. Opening a little deeper. And this time as we inhale back up to center, we're going to come back up. We're going to drop the right fist down on the mat, slide it away from the body. And we're gently going to start that sequence again of gently coming back and forward in front of the body and behind. Both arms are straight. You're using the resistance of the strap. So everything is tight. Hopefully besides your shoulders. Hopefully your shoulders are becoming unsticky, untight. But the strap and the arms are straight and taut. Come back to center, inhale back up. So this time what we're going to do is we're going to drop that left fist back down again. And then you're going to swing around in front, slide the hands along the floor. Right fist goes down, left fist comes up. Back round and the other way, half circle. So you're sweeping those arms along the floor. So now we're waking up the lower back as well. Folding forward. We're going to finish on the right side. So swing back around, right fist down, left arm up. I'm going to inhale back up to center. Remove the strap, place it off to the side. You should feel some nice warmth happening in your shoulders. So we're just going to roll forward, come into our tabletop position. Knees are under shoulders, wrists are under, knees are under hips, wrists are under shoulders. And we're just going to roll through some cat-cows. So as always, as we inhale, we let the belly drop and the head and the tailbone reach up. And as we exhale, we push the shoulder blades to the sky, the tops of the feet into the mat, the chin to the chest. Keep the arms straight. When we bend our arms, then the space is being created by the bending of the arms. When we keep the arms straight, the space that we create is in the spine. Now, I always say during your cat-cow, this is a great time to really check in and see maybe where something's sticky, where you have some tension, where something is stuck. So it doesn't always have to be this linear up and down. You may want to create some release in the hips and rock the hips from side to side as you do it. Maybe you do some barrel rolls. There's lots of variations you can do. This is just a great way to explore and start to open up your spine. Come back to a neutral spine. What I want you to do is walk your hands up towards the top of the mat and turn your toes under. So we're going to go from a child's pose into an up dog flow. So what we're going to do is on the exhale, we're just going to slide the sitting bones back towards those heels. As you inhale, you come up through cat, push the shoulder blades up to the sky. And as you exhale, keeping the arms straight, untuck the toes, and we slide the pelvis forward and down towards the mat so the chest comes through the arms. As you inhale, you come back through cat, tuck the toes again and slide the sitting bones back towards the heels. We inhale, flow up through cat, push the shoulder blades up to the sky. As we exhale, untuck the toes, let the pelvis slide down, arms are long, and the chest comes through. Find a flow with your breath for a couple more rounds. Feel as you exhale and you slide the chest forward. Feel that opening happening across the upper chest. Last round. Ending in your up dog. You're going to inhale back to center, come back to your neutral spine. Keep those arms long in front. We're going to reach down, coming to rest on the mat. So we're just going to slide the body forward, pull the elbows in, tuck them back behind, and with control, come back down onto the mat. So your forehead is on the mat. We slide the hands underneath the shoulders, preparing to come into some cobra pose. Let's slide the feet together. I want you to push through the tops of the feet, root down through the pelvis, lift the kneecaps, tuck those elbows in against the sides of the body. So for 3 rounds, we're just going to come into some baby cobras. We're going to inhale, push through the palms, lifting the upper body up, shoulders away from the ears. Exhaling down. Two more. Inhale, lift. And last one in this position. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. So we're going to come into a twist in this cobra. I want you to slide that right hand up towards the top of the mat. Walk the finger, actually come back. We're going to slide the hands off to the side, off the mat. Come up onto the fingertips. And then you're going to slide that right hand up towards the top of the mat. And we're going to slide the left hand down towards your hip. So this time, as you inhale, you lift and gently twist to the left. Exhale down. Slide the hands, left arm up, right fingertips down. Inhale, lift, and gaze over the right. Once more on each side, forehead on the mat. Slide the hands. Inhale, lift. And back. Last one. We're going to slide the hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the hands underneath the shoulders, push back up onto all fours, counterposing that back bend by rolling into a child's pose. Let's just take 3 or 4 rounds of breath here. On your next inhale, push up onto all fours. And we're going to do a modification of our low lunge. So all I want you to do is slide that right foot forward, coming into a low lunge, coming up onto the fingertips. Have nice long length between the back, that front heel and that back knee. So we're going to do a modification here. We're going to come in, bringing the hands up onto the thigh. And we're going to come into warrior 2 legs. So what we're going to do is we're going to, you might need to bring your hands back down. On this back leg, we're going to pivot on the knee so that the calf is parallel to the upper and lower edge of the mat. And then when we come back up, we turn the hips so they are parallel to the long side of the mat. So it's like low lunge, but we have this opening like we do in our warrior 2. We're going to take our hands behind our head, interlace the hands. We'll draw those the elbows back behind you. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a nice deep inhale. And as we inhale, we're going to straighten that right leg. And then as we exhale back into the low lunge and we twist towards that front right knee. Inhale, coming back, straightening the right leg. Exhale, bend the right knee, twist towards the front of the mat. 2 more. Inhale, leg straightens. Exhale, twisting, turning towards that front right knee. And we're going to inhale, come back to center, release the hands. Hands down on the mat. We're going to bend that right knee and prepare for the other side. So this time we're going to take that left leg forward. We're going to pivot on that back right knee so the shin is parallel to the upper and lower edge of the mat. Hands on thigh. We're going to rotate so the body and the pelvis is in line with the long edge of the mat. Bringing the hands behind, interlace the fingers in the opposite direction of what you did last time. Okay, we're going to take a nice deep breath. Let it out. As we inhale, straightening that left leg. As we exhale, bend the left knee, rotate the upper body, twisting towards that left knee. Inhale, rotate back side. Exhale towards the front of the mat. 2 more. Last one. Inhale, release the hands. Hands down on the mat. Draw that left knee in, come back up onto all fours. We're going to start working our way up off the mat, coming into our downward facing dog. Reach those hands forward, turn the toes under. Exhale, let's push up into our downward dog. Spread the fingers wide and push the weight of the body into the base of the fingers at the top of the palm, and it's going to help with soreness in the wrists. So we're just going to walk it out a little bit, bend one leg and then the other. We let the hips rock, and the leg that's straight, we push that heel down towards the earth. So coming back to neutral, drawing the energy of the heels down towards the mat, opening across the shoulders, the chest is reaching towards the knees. If you're tight in your legs, you can put a little bend in the knees, but we want that tailbone reaching up into the air. So you're welcome to stay here and take a few breaths. At any point, you're welcome to come into child's pose. If you'd like to explore further, we're going to inhale and take that right leg, reach it up into the air. Push out through the heel. Don't lose the depth in the top of your downward facing dog across the upper body. We're going to bring that right foot down, resettle. Inhale, take that left leg up. Push out through the heel, chest towards the knees. Exhale that left foot down. Coming up to a forward fold. Inhale, look up and gently walk forward and come into your forward fold. Knees are feet are hip distance apart. Grab alternating elbows. Let the body, upper body hang heavy. Knees bent. Gently rock from side to side. Come back to a neutral spine. Gently bring the fingertips down to the earth. And then you're going to reach for your strap. You're going to take your strap and you're going to place it across the mat and you're going to step on it. Feet are hip distance, a little wider than hip distance apart. So we want that strap even so that your hands are even. Okay? And so what we're going to do is we're going to keep the legs straight. We're going to exhale, fold forward, flat back. So it's a 90-degree angle, and we're going to pull the hands back behind us. So as we exhale, pull the hands back behind, flat spine. Tuck the chin. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Now, as you inhale, we're going to come into chair pose. So you're going to inhale, take those arms, reach them forward, bend the knees, pretend you're skiing. And we're going to come back, exhaling, flat spine, hands behind, tuck the chin, legs straight. Inhale, sit into your chair, take those arms, reach them forward. Exhale, flat spine, forward fold. Inhale, chair. Once more. Exhale, flat spine. Inhale, chair. We're going to exhale, release. Inhale, come up to standing. Place your strap off to the side. Let's come into our standing pose. Feet can be together or hip distance apart. We're going to bring our hands into our heart center. Root down, feel the earth beneath your feet, soften the shoulders, lengthen from the tailbone through the crown of the head. Tuck the chin slightly. Come back in, connecting with your heart center. Connect in with your joy. On your next exhale, let's bring those hands down by our side. We're going to inhale, take those arms, reach them up long overhead, interlace the fingertips, interlace the fingers, pointer fingers reaching up to the sky. We're going to inhale, push those fingers up. And as we exhale, let's come into a gentle back bend. We're going to inhale back up to center. Release the hands. Exhale, bend the knees, flow back. Inhale, float the arms up overhead. Interlace the fingers in the opposite direction. Pointer fingers reaching up. We inhale, reach. Exhale, gentle back bend. Inhale, back up to center. Release the hands, place them down by your side. Come up to the top of your mat, preparing to coming into our standing poses. We're going to start with our warrior one today. So remember, your hips are going to be facing to the front edge of your mat. Hands into heart center, root down through your right leg. Inhale, bend your left knee and step it back. So we bend the right knee, front knee. We want the knee tracking over top of the ankle. We want that left hip drawing forward towards the front of the mat so that your hips are parallel. We're then going to take our hands, interlace them behind, pointer fingers reaching down this time. Keep the bend in the knee. We're going to inhale, start to push down, lift the chest. Take a breath here. On your next exhale, we're going to exhale, start to fold forward. Coming down to the inside of that right knee. See if you can take those hands away from the tailbone, reaching them up towards the sky. We're going to inhale back up. Straighten the right leg, release the hands and step forward. Realigning for the other side, hands into heart center, root down through your left side. Inhale, bend the right knee, and we're going to step it back. Left front knee bends, knee over ankle, right hip tracking forward. Interlace the hands, opposite direction of what you did last time. We're going to take an inhale, push those fingertips down to the earth. gazing up, opening the heart center, the chest. And when you're ready for your next exhale, we're going to exhale, pull forward, dropping down to the inside of the left knee, left leg. Hands, if it's available, reaching up towards the sky, away from the tailbone. Inhale back up. Straighten the left leg, release the hands and step forward. So we're going to do a transition. We're going to start in our chair pose and we're going to transition into our warrior two. So it's going to be a flow back and forward between the two poses. So come up to the top of your mat, feet are hip distance apart. We're going to inhale, take those arms, reach them out long. We're going to exhale, sit back into our chair. Now to transition, you're going to root down through the left foot. And as you exhale, you're going to swing that right arm round, stepping back, coming into our warrior two. And then we're going to inhale back through into our chair. Exhale, step back, warrior two. Inhale back into your chair. One more time. Exhale, back into warrior two. We're going to inhale, step back into your chair. Take an exhale, and as you inhale, reach up. And realign, preparing for the other side. We're going to inhale, take those arms, reach them out long. Exhale, sit back into your chair. This time you're going to root down through your right leg. And as you exhale, that left leg steps back. Palms facing down, gazing over the right front fingertips. Inhale, come back into your chair. Exhale, back into your warrior two. Inhale, chair. How you doing? How are those thighs feeling? A little burning going on? That's okay. One more time. Exhale, back. Palms facing down. Inhale into your chair. Take an exhale. And as you inhale, push up. We're going to prepare to come into our peak pose, which is our dancer pose. So it's a deep back bending, a chest opening. Our thighs are going to be stretching. So we are going to come into a version of it to start to work our way into it before we come into dancer. So because this is a balancing pose, you might want to come off your mat. Feet are hip distance apart. All we're going to do is we're going to take that right leg, bring it in, and wrap the arms around. Okay, so we're balancing, find your focal point. Do some little ankle circles with that right foot that you have off the floor. Circle in the opposite direction. Settle the ankle. We're going to release the left hand. We're going to slide the right hand down to the front of that right ankle. And we're going to draw the right knee down towards the mat. And we want to connect the heel as close as possible in towards that right buttocks. Finding your balance. So we're doing that front thigh stretch now. If you want to explore further, you would take that left hand, reach it up. Keeping the spine straight. We're not coming into dancer. We keep the spine straight, the heel to the buttocks. And we're just going to fold forward. We're going to pivot in the hip, drawing that right knee back further. Inhale back up. With control, bring the right foot down. Realign. Draw that left knee into the chest. Wrap the arms around it, the hands around. Find your balance. Let's do some ankle circles. Circle in the opposite direction. Come back to center. Left hand slides down the shin to the front of the left ankle, and we slowly start drawing that left knee down towards the floor, keeping the heel pushed as close as possible to the buttocks. Open the chest, flat spine. If it's available and you want to explore further, you can inhale that right arm up. And as you exhale, gently cantilever through that right hip. Flat spine still. And inhale back up. And release with control. So now we come into our final peak pose, which is our dancer pose. So we're going to expand on that thigh opening. And what we do is we start to open the chest, expand the chest, create a back bend, and we draw the heel away from the buttocks. And I'm just going to grab this strap. So these straps are wonderful. They're like a little figure 8. And they're great for poses like this. So I'm going to show you it without the assistance of the strap, and then I'm going to show you how to do it with the assistance of the strap and possibly against the wall if you need some balance. So again, we're going to root down through the right leg, and we're going to draw that same idea. So we draw the heel in, the knee down. We inhale, take that arm back up again. But now we start to draw the chest forward, create a back bend. And as we do, we start to draw that heel away from the buttocks. And we come back in. Now there's balance there. Some people struggle with their balance. There is that flexibility, that creating the space. So if when you're holding onto your heel, you can't get your heel away from your buttocks because you just don't have enough space in the spine, this is where you do great with a strap. Wrap it around the ball of the foot. And as you come in, you use that space. See, because I don't need it, it's hard for me. You use the space created between the foot and the hand to allow yourself to create more openness in the spine, right? Now, you can do all of that holding on to the wall if you find your balance is precarious, right? Holding on to the wall and using the wall as a prop. Now, at this point, I've given you a lot of information. You might want to pause it, the video, explore it a little bit before you work on the other side. So we're going to do the other side. We're going to draw that right knee in, heel against the buttocks. We're going to inhale, lift the arm. And then as we inhale, we start to draw the chest forward, creating a back bend, opening up, drawing the heel away from the body, using that strap if you need to, holding on to that wall, coming forward, gazing down. And Coming back with control. So the great thing about online classes is if you want to take some time and explore this pose using the guidance that I've just provided, put it on pause, give yourself some time, give yourself some space to practice the pose. So we're going to work our way down, coming up to the top of your mat, hands down by your side. Inhale, arms up. We're going to exhale, bend the knees deeply, plant the hands, step back into your high position. Drop down onto the knees and roll back into a child's pose. This is a wonderful counter pose for all that deep back bending that we've been doing. We're going to inhale, slide the hands under the shoulders, push up onto all fours, roll over onto your hip and swing your legs around. We're going to finish in a restorative pose before we work our way into our Shavasana, coming into a supported bridge pose. 1 or 2 blocks. So we're just going to take a moment here before we work our way down, have the blocks up near the top of your body. Knees are bent, come up onto the heels. Hands, palms, cupping the knees with the fingertips working down towards the ankles. And we're just going to gently lift the feet. As you exhale, you push that right knee away and we draw the left towards, gazing to the left. Inhale back through center. Exhale, left leg straight, right knee towards the body, gaze to the right. Do a couple of rounds of this, nice and gentle. Now remember, the option is also to just slide the foot against the mat too, okay? Doesn't have to be lifted up off the mat. You really need to honor where you're at. I always say to people that I'm your guide, but you ultimately are the master of your body. And you need to listen to what your body is telling you over what I am suggesting for you. So we're going to come back to center, soles of the feet down to the mat. We're going to slide down onto our back, knees bent like we started. So we started with a bridge. We're going to finish with a bridge, but this is a supported bridge pose. So you're going to have your blocks handy. And what we want to do is we want to stack the blocks underneath the pelvis so that the pelvis rests on the blocks. So we're doing this chest opening, but we're restorative in that our bodies are resting because the blocks are using the support. The blocks are the support that you're using for your pelvis. So we're just gently going to slide one block under. You want them so that they sit squarely underneath the pelvis. This may be enough for you. If you want to explore further, you can take another block, stack them one on top of each other. Find that comfortable spot. So as we do this, we allow the pelvis to squarely sit on the blocks. It's really supported. The knees are bent. So as we do this, we're doing that lift, right? We're doing that back bend without the work. The chest is opening. You're going to bring the hands down by your side, or maybe you're even going to tuck them, interlace them on the back side of the blocks where your heels are. And you're going to tuck one shoulder and then the other open under. Bring the chin down towards the chest. Let the pelvis be heavy. Breathe into that chest opening, that gentle back bend. Allow yourself a few rounds of breath here. Now, if we want to explore one more restorative movement before we settle into our Shavasana, you can take the legs up into the air. So we want to keep the pelvis grounded and rooted onto the block securely. We want the tailbone still pushing down towards the earth. We draw one knee up and then the other, and we lift the legs. So what happens when we do this a lot of times is the pelvis lifts up off the mat, off the blocks. So we want to lift the chest, push the sitting bone and the tailbone down towards the earth. So we're still creating that deep opening in the upper chest. And we take those legs up. So to come out, gently bend the knees, draw them into the chest. Move the hands off to the side. Bring one foot down and then the other. So you're going to settle the feet onto the mat. You're gently going to inhale, lift the pelvis. You may need to roll up onto the toes for this. And you're gently going to remove the blocks. And very slowly, rolling back down, one vertebrae at a time. Bring the heels down. Take a breath here. Right away, people want to just draw their knees into the chest. We want that spine to have a couple of breaths to resettle and realign before we do that counter pose of drawing the knees into the chest. Gentle rock from side to side.